New National Harris poll, March 17th and 18th. Trump's approval rating. This is how it's going for him handling coronavirus. You ready for this? Trump's approval rating, overall, he has a 53% approval rating. The Democrats are so inept. So inept. So instead of hammering Trump, they could have been hammering on Trump for the last couple of years on, hey, Trump's getting rid of our pandemic team at the CDC. Trump is defunding this and they're firing people. And now when there's a pandemic, they could have been screaming this at a press conference for a year. And then this happened. Trump's numbers would go down. But what would they do? They were screaming McCarthyism. They screamed McCarthyism for 3 years instead of screaming about what Trump was actually doing. His handling of the COVID, 56% approval for Trump. Stimulating jobs, 60% approval. The economy, 60% approval. Fighting terrorism, 58% approval. Immigration, 53% approval. Foreign affairs, 52% approval. Administrating the government, 51% approval. After 3 years of Democrats' pretend opposition. And now do you know why that it doesn't matter if you vote blue? It doesn't matter. This is stupid. The Democratic Party is enabling Donald Trump, and they're going to pass every one of his legislation like they just did. They gave him money for his border wall. They helped him deregulate Wall Street again. They fast-tracked his judges. Somehow that's my fault. Don't forget that I'm responsible for the Supreme Court. Don't forget that. Not the Democrats who actually vote for them. And they gave him money for his border wall even. They gave him everything. They gave him extra $131 billion to bomb people. They're expanding his spying powers. I like what Fernando A. Fernandez Feliciano says. That's FFII 2020. This election is over. I'm not generally a Trump fan, but that's just the fact of the matter. Trump has outflanked the Democrats from the left.
Oh, my God.
And it will cost them severely. This election is on track to be even more of a blowout than 2016. Yes, it is. I don't know if you see these numbers, but it is. And that's a dead party. So it doesn't matter what Bernie does or what plank of the fucking stupid platform bullshit. What a waste of time, the Democratic platform. President Trump may see a rise in approval during this crisis. So in the green is his approval before, and in the orange is his approval wave 2. So all his numbers are up in wave 2. All of his numbers. Foreign affairs, administrating the government, handling COVID, immigration, fighting terrorism, the economy, stimulating jobs, and overall approval. They give Trump every one of those is over 50% approval. Every one. Some of them are 60%. That's after 3 years of Democrats' opposition. So was I wrong that they shouldn't oppose him on Russiagate, or they should oppose him on actual stuff? Was I wrong about that? Was I wrong when I told my friends at their lefty news outlets that when you talk about Trump's tweets for 59 minutes out of your hour fucking news broadcast, you're hurting the progressive cause? If that's the kind of news show you want to do, where all you do is fucking you do your 10 minutes of hate about Trump, but it's an hour of hate every fucking day, that you're hurting the progressive movement, and and you're doing McCarthyism, you morons. That's what you're doing, even though you're not calling it that. You're McCarthyists. There's a political switch happening. Trump's out lefting the Democrats. The Democrats turn into a bunch of corporatist McCarthyites. And they're still doing news shows being McCarthyism, being McCarthyites. Is that the right term, calling McCarthyites? McCarthyists. That's it. Still doing it. Great resistance over there. Great resistance, Democrats. Great resistance, vote blue no matter who, people. This is great resistance. Trump's got over 60% approval on the economy. Trump's got over 60% approval on stimulating jobs, and overall, he's 53% approved. Do you think it's going to go down when they see him stand next to a demented death rattle who voted for the Iraq War? The Democrats are conspiring to kill you. The Democrats are conspiring to end anything progressive. And it's just a mistake for Bernie to run in this party. It's a mistake for Tulsi to run in this party. It's a mistake. And yeah, the Justice Democrats have gotten some great victories. It's and I'm not here to tell them not to do that. I'm here to say that we need a solution that is as big as our problem, and to incrementally try to take over the Democratic Party at this time when climate change is, it's just not enough. So, and it's been clear. It's just, it's it's amazing to see 9/10 of the left come around to my point of view. I'm fucking done with Joe Biden, with the Democratic Party. I'm not doing that. It's funny, like it's okay for people to say that this time, but it wasn't okay in 2016. I was a pariah. Pariah that I wouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton. I was called every name in the book and still am because of it. But now it seems to be super acceptable to say that. And of course, nobody will say, well, you were right last time too, Jimmy. They still pretend I was wrong last time. Even though they finally, I guess it was the Lawrence O'Donnell video that circulated where Lawrence O'Donnell told everybody you're a fucking moron if you keep voting blue no matter who because they're the less of two evil, because that guarantees will ignore you ever and never, ever listen to you. And the only way you get power is to withhold your vote, which is what I was saying in 2015 and 2016. The theory that we're going to be able to influence a politician after we pledge our vote to them is silly on its face. Silly. Now you're being silly. Silly. That's a silly thing to say. The fact that I would even have to engage in that is beneath me. That's a silly thing to say. Well, you vote for them and then you try to pull them left, then you protest them. After you vote for them and help them get elected, then you immediately start protesting them. What the fuck? So there we are. Way to go, fake resistance. Way to go, all the people who pushed impeachment. Way to go, people who pushed Russiagate. You're way dumber than a Jagoff nightclub comedian who smokes pot when he gets up in the morning. I hope you know that. And I've been right about. It's weird being right about everything. It is weird. I'm going to tell you that. It's fucking weird. Which just goes to show you, if I can be right about shit, it's not that hard to be right about shit. Not that hard. This is all pretty black and white. You don't think this is black and white? There you go. Now you can really see it. And this segment's over. Hey, this is the part where I tell you where our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then I would tell you to go join our premium, but nobody has a fucking job. So why don't you just enjoy the video?